I'm Gisela Rhone, and I am a U.S. Army Disabled American Veteran, or DAV. I'm also an accredited Veterans Advocate. And then lastly, I'm an appointee of the Secretary of the VA. We have attempted to establish a retreat that we can share our story and help service members in transition from active duty or combat into a farm or a ranch setting. And we want it to be a holistic setting, one that is all-inclusive, focusing on mindfulness of wellness, not just of oneself, but of our environment as well, and our contribution to it.
We wanted to do a farm, but not farming, like the big farmers. And since we wanted to help the environment anyway, we decided to go conservation. And we did the trees, we did everything what belonged to it through NRCS help and advice.
So the produce that we have, and we have a number of different native fruits, native to Montana. We have buffalo berry, we have sand cherry, we have choke cherry, we have yellow currant, black currant, wild plum.
So I pick just enough for us right now and a little extra to try different recipes and leave most of it for the birds and the wildlife.
I've seen and have on film antelope, deer, white-tailed deer. We've seen evidence of moose. We've also seen evidence of a weasel. I've seen we got raccoons. I've seen the fox. I've seen coyotes come in right under our apple trees over here. We've got film of just sit down and munch on crab apples. Well, what was here, there wasn't a lot of production of any type going on over the last probably 8 to 10 years. And it was just all overgrown. And you could see there was potential, but I didn't understand how to access that potential. And but I knew that it was there, and it was going to take a lot of sweat equity to make something happen.
My name is Andy Johnsrud, and I am the Supervisory District Conservationist in Scobey, Montana. So Lawrence came in and talked to me initially, just looking for ideas of things that they could do out here. He had some ideas of his own, and just kind of came in to see what the USDA had to offer, what any ideas that we could help him out with, any ideas with the place.
We, in 2016, planting 1,200 trees. With a lot of sweat equity, we were able to secure the survival of over 90% of those trees in this drought-stricken prairie setting. So it's quite the sense of accomplishment.
Initially, we planted trees around the property. We incorporated trees to have summer and late season blooms for pollinators. We also did the trees for wildlife, for cover and shelter. Generally, we have plenty of food out in this area, but the berries and the trees do help supplement with that too. So the shelter belt planting that we're doing out here, we've planted several different species. The windbreak shelter belt really helps cut down on the wind coming through the farmstead. It helps the snow load within the yard so it doesn't fill up with snow so much during the winter. We've also worked on the micro irrigation for the trees to supplement water to them.
We put in over 3 miles of irrigation. That in itself was this huge project. And what I really liked about that was when I said, oh, I want to do the irrigation project. And Andy said, okay, so who are you gonna have do it? And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And he's like, okay. Okay. He didn't say, oh, I don't know if I did, He was like, okay, and how are you gonna do that? Well, I worked in the oil field, right? So I understand lines, I understand valves, I understand all of that. he said, well, we do have technical assistance. So the engineering department of NRCS put together an engineering plan, all of those different things. So that was a very significant project that we got accomplished.
Yeah, so we're also got involved with Lawrence in the high tunnel. And within the high tunnel, we chose to go the high tunnel style that can handle a higher snow load and wind and everything else for this area. Within the high tunnel, we're also doing micro irrigation, which is going to handily be able to tap off of the micro irrigation for the trees and be ran right into the greenhouse. And we're also incorporating 590 nutrient management in the high tunnel, which involves soil testing.
So all those projects, like I said, I didn't inherit a farm, so I didn't inherit any kind of financial support either. So it is from scratch, all of what we've been able to do. And without engaging in the NRCS Equip program, we would never have been able to get it done as quickly as we have, and without their help.
What I liked was, okay, what kind of trees will grow here? You know, what cover crop is good here, you know, for the bees and the insects and whatever, you know. We learned a lot from NRCS. So if I didn't work with them, I wouldn't know. I would just, okay, I'll do the cabbage always here and the carrots always here. And so that's a big part, I think, for me, what I learned, what can grow and how to alternate. They do help us financially, and they know what they're doing. So whenever we work with them, they already know how it has to be done.
It's been great working with them and like getting a sense of what they want the place to look like and where they want it to go in the future.
I believe in a couple of basic rules, right? And one of them is the 3 R's. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Reading, writing, arithmetic. Well, for me, it's you got to learn to respect yourself, you got to learn to respect your neighbor, and you got to learn to respect your environment. So that falls into the 3 R's, and learning more about the environment and how we could impact it in a positive way. That's been the NRCS experience and mentorship that we've been able to get there.